past a 4-hour game. And Coco gets his 6th at bat. He has walked 3 times in the game, scored once. So Hector Noisi kicks, and the first pitch is rolled foul. Coco led off the bottom of the 10th with a walk. Just could not get him around. That one's hit to right. Saunders back, and that baby's gone. And we are headed home thanks to Coco Crisp.
What took him so long?
Well, the Mariners are all standing out on the field, and the umpires now are going to check this. The Mariners have not left the field, and the umpires are huddling. They just want to make sure that that ball went over that yellow line above the out-of-town scoreboard.
And it's at their discretion to make this call.
And they're going to do it. Right? A couple of the umpires are headed over to the headset on the far end of the A's dugout. Well, let's take a look. First pitch, Coco not waiting around. Look at the yellow line above the out-of-town scoreboard. Yep, that's a home run.
That's a home run. It looked like it hit on, there's a kind of a tray, and then it hit on the tray, and then off the back.
Off that, right by the free parking sign.
Home run.
It's a home run, and it's a game winner. So, umpires wanted to make absolutely sure, why not? And Coco Crisp wins it with a walk-off home run here in the bottom of the 12th inning. So, we had to wait a little bit, but that's okay. It was worth it, as Coco does not wait around. First pitch he sees from Hector Noisi, and it is gone. So the A's win it by a final score of 3-2, and they do it in 12 innings. So kind of a crazy game tonight. Not always the prettiest game, but you know what? When it's all said and done, the A's get the win. So kind of an interesting ball game tonight.
Very interesting, but glad that it was able to be ended the way it was. The first walk-off in game number 4 of the season. Nice way to do it.
So Coco Crisp is downstairs. And Coco, did you go in saying, hey, I'm not going to wait around. It's getting late. I'm going to take a rip at the first pitch. What was your game plan against Noisi? Okay, Coco? I don't think Coco's hearing us right now, so we'll see if we can get that straightened out. Coco, you hear us okay?
Hear me? There you go. You can hear me now, huh?
Yeah, you hear us okay?
All right.
You hear us okay, Coco?
Perfect.
Okay, so my question to you was that your game plan saying, hey, I'm going to look early in the count against Hector Noisi, and you end up swinging at the first pitch?
Yeah, I was just going all for it. You know, it usually doesn't work out. It ended up working out tonight, so I'm glad this game is over.
Glad it's over. And 22 home runs last year, and you hit your first tonight. But you also got the stolen base early, and you talked about spring training, you got your one. How much do you read opposing pitchers to the point that you can have a pretty good idea whether they have a good move or not a good move? You can steal bases, but you still hit home runs the way you do.
Yeah, you know, that's the only thing that I do as far as video goes. I don't look to see what the pitcher throws. That's not something that I like to do, but here we go.
We were going to tell you, but we didn't have to, did we? You know it was coming.
Thank you. Oh, that's in my eyes. But yeah, but what I do study is the moves from the starting pitchers, and it's too dang cold for that. It's way too cold. Dang now. Hey.
It's too cold and too late, right?
I'll take it though. Why not, right?
That's right.
That's an awesome thing.
So how strange was it, Coco, to get mobbed at home plate, but then you have to wait because they did want to check it, and they just wanted to make sure it was a home run. But I guess it's kind of the new world in baseball, but a little bit different kind of walk-off.
Right. I think that was my first walk-off home run. But, you got to review that. It wasn't like it was a tyrant home run. That thing barely made it over. So you gotta review it, make sure that, it is a home run. So that's what they had to do. I'm glad it was in our favor, though. It was a home run.
Yeah, it is interesting that you swung so early in the count, but in looking at tonight, over 10 walks you guys had, and except for the Cespedes scoring, the tying run, none scored, but the aggressiveness that you showed, you said you wanted to get it over with, but how surprised were you the way the Mariners tonight struggled in throwing strikes throughout the entire lineup?
Right. Well, you know what? We battled, too.
Yeah.
There was a lot of 3-2 counts, so they're up there pitching and battling, and they weren't really giving us a lot of pitches to hit. They did a good job over there pitching, and they were trying to nibble on the corners. They did a good job keeping us off balance, and we just ended up fouling some off and drawing that walk, but it was a battle between both of us today.
Coco, you know what? We're going to let you head back in the locker room, get warm, get yourself something to eat. We appreciate you stopping.
I'm going to start shivering right now.
All right,
Thanks,
so the
guys.
walk-off belongs to Coco Crisp. Interesting point what he just said, though. And, we talked a lot about the 10 walks, and, hey, you say 10 walks, you immediately think, well, the pitchers are all over the place, but maybe the A's hitters do deserve some credit, because Coco's right. There was a lot of deep counts, and they worked pitches like they always do, and they ended up getting those 10 walks. So I think the A's hitters had as much to do with the 10 walks as the Mariners pitchers.
And, the point well taken. I started doing some figuring at the end, counting 12 3-2 counts, and then you had a couple 3-0, a couple 3-1. So 16 times the pitchers, the Mariners, had at least a 3-ball count on the A's hitters. So Coco was correct. The patience of the A's hitters. But if you remember early in the game, when it started 6 of the first 7, 3-2 counts, but some of those things, and I think the credit goes to the A's players, because they didn't know with the guy behind the plate whether they're going to be strikes or not. They took them realizing that maybe they weren't, and we saw some frustration on some of the hitters. But, all said, the A's a big win, because losing 2 of 3 to the Cleveland Indians and then coming back tonight against the team that had been undefeated before tonight, the Seattle Mariners, 3-0. They're now 3-1, but the A's back to the 500 mark, which is great to see.
So a game that had a lot of action, some good, some bad, but when it's all said and done, the A's do win it 3-2 in 12 innings, thanks to the walk-off home run by Coco Crisp, and it's worth another look. They reviewed it. It's all good. A's win it. You've been watching Oakland A's baseball on Comcast Sportsnet California. Don't go away. A's postgame live with Brody and Shooty is set to go right now. Walk-off win tonight for the Athletics in 12 innings. It's the A's 3 and the Mariners 2. We'll see you back here at the Coliseum tomorrow night for Game 2 of the series. Now let's head to the studio where Brody and Shooty are standing by.